But other than that, let's get started. Cars are going to be full articular rotations of your whole joint. So we're going to start shoulder, we're going to go through the hips, we're going to go through the spine, and just try to follow along as best as you can. And try to make this as intentional as you can. So the one thing I'll say before we go is if you do a joint circle, I want you to try to make as much or eliminate as much space in the joint without pain as you go. So for instance, we're going to start with shoulder cars. I want you to take your whole arm, rotate it all the way out as far as it can go. And you might even be shaking because you're trying to go all the way out. Okay, so we're going to go up and in on this right arm towards your midline, rotating the shoulder all the way out. And what I want you to do is lock out that elbow and then try to continue going up with that arm all the way to the top. Once you get to the top, it's almost like you're shaking hands with someone above you. You're not shrugging your shoulder, so you're not like this. You're actually trying to take the shoulder blade out, so don't use that. You're going to internally rotate so the shoulder turns all the way around. And basically do a backstroke as you continue through internal rotation the whole way. And again, you're trying to make as much space in your shoulder as you can. So as you go backward or forward, it's not like you're just doing something that looks like a shoulder car. You're trying to make as much room all the way around. Backward, you're going to go internal rotation with that arm. So that means thumb will end up being behind you. Shoulder blade doesn't move. Straight back. Lock that elbow out. Unwind that shoulder. Come back the way you came. Rotation on the way down. Good. Other side. Now what I want you to do is pay attention to your core a little bit more. So if you're using your spine for your twisting, try not to on this one on the left. We're going up and in. Basically, you'll hit a sticking point. Your arm will start to turn. Keep reaching it up to the sky, all the way up. Internal rotation, all the way back and around. And then reverse. Kick back, unwind, up, external rotation. Shoulder or scapular cars, we're going to go shoulder blades. When you do this, you're going to lock your arms at your sides, so they're not going to move at all. Actually, what happens is we're trying to get the shoulder blade to move forward and back, up and down. So I'm going to show you really quick, a little closer. If you do protraction, which is shoulder blades forward, your shoulder should not actually rotate. So we're trying to get just the shoulder blade to go forward. So rock them as far forward as they can go. Then you're going to pull them up, try to drive them back, try to pull them down, and doing that without moving your spine and also not moving your arm. So just the shoulder blade, it's going to move a little, but try your best to just dissociate those two things as much as you can. So as your side, lock them out. We're going to go forward first, roll, up, back, down. Now lock in your core a little tighter and do it again. Roll, up, back, down one more time, forward, up, back, down. Now we're going to reverse. So we're going to drive back, up, forward, down. You got it all the way around. Nice and slow. One more time. And good. From there, we're going straight to spine. Probably the hardest thing to learn, especially on camera. We're only going to, it's hard to see, I'm wearing black. I'll get better at this one day. I wear black. Probably the hardest thing to see, but we're going to do spine cars. So we're going to try and not move our hips at all. You're just going to use what's here to move around. So actually, it's a little bit easier to notice when you're kneeling as you go through this because you'll be able to see and feel your hips moving a lot more. Hands are up. You're going to try and flex your spine. So it's like you're doing a standing crunch. The more intentional you are with this, the more you can feel this fire. Okay, so if you do a standing spinal flexion, that's like doing a lying crunch. It's the same motion. You should feel your abs. If you can't, take that as a sign that it's hard for you to actually flex your spine consciously with your brain. From here, we're going to keep this flexion. We're going to turn to the left So you're going to try and rotate just through the spine as far as you can, not moving the hips. So keep your hips facing forward. And then you're going to go to the back and left. Again, you're not twisting all the way. You're not lifting your shoulders. Your hips aren't kicking. You're just trying to turn to the left without moving the hips as much as possible. And then we're going to go all the way around, keeping the hips forward to the back and right. Turn slightly to the right and finish down. And we're going to go to the right. So flex to the right, back and right, back and left, turn to the left, finish through. Hard to do. We're going to go one more time a little faster, just so you can kind of feel what it's like. You're essentially doing a big circle with your spine, trying to take as much of the shoulders and hips out of it as possible. And I'm going to show you really quickly how easy you can mess this up. Okay, not saying you will, but this motion, that's all shoulders. That's why I have my hands up here. Shoulder blades thumb forward. That has nothing to do with you flexing. So we're trying to take that out. So flex, turn. You're not turning your hips. Trying to twist. Left side oblique should fire. Back and left should fire even more. Extension, whole spine. Back and right. Turn, finish. Okay, one more time to the right. Down, right, back and right, around, twist, and a little bit of movement's going to happen. It's very hard. It's easier if you can squeeze blocks and kind of lock yourself in place. But for our intents and purposes, you're just trying to get a little familiarity with trying to dissociate and move your spine by itself. From there, we're going to go through cat camel, cat cow. We're going to try and do this segmenting a little bit. So we're going to slow down. The whole idea here is cat cow in yoga, no issues with yoga. There's a yoga instructor here who's going to kill me. But if you do cat cow, I can use the floor and my knees to kind of push down and drive everything up. I want you to try to use your abs to actually flex your spine to the sky. So in theory, like when you're standing and you do this, when you do cow, I want you to just try to use your core to lift the abs up and flex through here. You'll notice you probably can't go as high because this is your passive spine flexion, how far you can push. And this is going to be your active. Don't even use your hands, just keep them straight. Try to go as high as you can go. Try to get everything up, lower back included. You can drop the head all the way up. And we're just going to go through cow doing the same thing. So you're going to try to use your spine to pull yourself belly down to the floor as far as you can go the whole way through. And then we're going to go back up one more time. Again, use your abs to pull yourself to the ceiling all the way up, high as you can. Keep pushing. And then all the way down, nice and slow. And good. We're going to skip the segment part that takes a really long time, and we'll just keep moving. If you have trouble doing that and you're like, wow, I really can't do this, chances are you use other things to move your spine around, which is why you might have back problems or hip problems or whatever. So I know we do a lot of stuff with the core to stabilize it, which is great, but it also needs to be able to move, twist, rotate. Your spine is like anything else. You want to train it in all facets. So, you lock out the arm and you stabilize the shoulder and it's very strong in that position. And same thing with your spine when you're doing planks and all sorts of stuff, but you also move your arm a ton. You also move your spine a lot, right? So you want to train it in all facets, not just stability, but mobility. How much can it move? And that's what KINSTRETCH is. So this is going to be kind of hard. We're going to do just the left side, left hip, left shoulder. We're going to stay in a kneeling position. If you need to do something for your right hand, for instance, if you're here and this hurts, elevate your wrist, take a towel, put it underneath so that this angle isn't as pinched off, because we're going to spend quite a bit of time on this left side. we're going to go through a shoulder car. So we're going to go left shoulder all the way around. So to start, this is exactly like we did kneeling. You're going to go, hand goes up. You're trying to reach as far forward as you can, but you're not reaching so the shoulder blade elevates. So just as high as the arm can go, they're going to internally rotate and go all the way back and around. And then we reverse. So you kick up, unwind, back the way you came. Now, why I want you to focus on this. Shoulder blade, not going to kick up. Spine, not going to open up to the sky. Use your core, stay stable. Because what we're going to do is we're going to integrate a bird dog version of this. So we're going to try and get core even more fired up as we do the shoulder car. So I want you to really lock in here and not use anything but the shoulder. So make this as difficult as you can, but don't make it hurt. So we're going to keep ourselves engaged on this rep. Left arm goes up, internal, just the shoulder, back, and good. It's a choppier version, right? So you don't have to go all the way up in here. You're not going all the way back. So it's a little bit faster, but the idea is just this, not that whole shoulder blade. And I'll show you what that looks like if you use your shoulder blade. So shoulder blade crash forward, not the goal. Keep it locked in. Also not the goal, right? You shouldn't feel this shrugging towards the ears. Okay. Right leg hip extension. What that means is you're going to pick it up. Some of you can't pick it up all the way. Notice how my low back shot to the floor? Not the goal. I just want it off the ground with a neutral spine. So if you can get it higher, great. If you keep it off the ground and it's basically touching the floor, that's fine. We're just going to create some more instability to force you to slow down, to not twist anything and get your core engaged. So this right leg's off the ground. We're using this left arm. Try not to move. We're lifting. Internal. Go slow. Don't twist. All the way around. And then we reverse. Nice and slow. Stay here. Don't go down. I'll lose my headphones. Ready? One more. If you want to kick that leg higher, you can. Abs tight. Internal. Slow. Reverse. And down. Slowly come out. We're going kneeling hip car. Okay, we're just going to go through one time. So what I want you to do is lift this left leg towards your armpit. Try not to move your right hip at all. So we're going to lift that left leg up. Flexing, you should feel your hip on that left side. We're going to abduct it out to the side. You're going to internally rotate as you abduct. So what that means is that foot is going to continue trying to fight for more height. You're not going to drop it. It's going to go all the way around as high as it can. Now I'll turn. Notice how I'm here. You're going to externally rotate more, or internally rotate, sorry, to bring this in and down. So we're going to do that again backward. You kick straight back. The foot goes toward the midline. Now you're going to fight to keep that foot up as you hurdle slowly all the way back, out to the side, and in. And the whole idea is we're trying to just work here. You might feel your right hip stabilizing a little bit. That's totally fine, but we're just not trying to move it a lot. So we're not trying to lift that whole right leg. Now, we're going to stay in abduction. So that just means the leg's going to be out to the side. And what we're going to do are some rotations just internally. So we're going to stay in kind of a neutral abduction position right here. And I want you to find your left glute. Don't dump your weight over. And then what I'm going to have you do is go all the way up as high as you can in the internal. And if you can't, it's fine. And then you're going to go back down nice and slow, keeping that knee where it is. So internal, up, back down slow. From the side, We're here, more internal, back down slow. One more, internal, back down slow, and relax. If this is pinching, don't bring your leg as high. Option to just kind of hang in abduction and not do anything else right now. We're going to try some hinges. So you're going to keep that leg out to the side like this, and you're going to try and straighten the leg without moving the knee, and then bring it back nice and slow. The more you move the knee around, the less tension you're going to feel on the outside of this hip. So try not to, Try not to push that knee forward to back. Also, if you need to elevate your right leg, so if you want to put your right leg on a block, you can do that because that will give you more room to pick the left leg up. Okay, so some people might not be able to abduct their hip very high. So just lift the right side higher. I wish I had something to show you, but essentially you're just doing it from an elevation. This way you're not having to kick the floor, or maybe you can't even lift your leg off the ground. It doesn't matter. When you elevate that right side, you'll get more room. So right now we're going to hang out here. You're going to load the outside of that left hip, kick, hold it, 2, 1, bring it back. Try not to dump in your other hip. Keep your spine nice and straight. Again, hold, 2, 1, back. One more, 2, 1, bring it back. Slowly bring it in. Same thing, if you need to elevate that right leg, do it. This is a lift off in abduction. So for me, I'm going to take my leg out. This is all I need to do. So for me, this is going to be pretty tough. I'll show you from a different angle. I'm not that kicked out to the side. Some people will be able to do this. Fine. I can't. I'm not going to try. What I want you to do is you're going to keep the leg straight. You're going to try and lift it in the air and not shift your weight. So this might not even move. You might just be able to lift it barely. But here's the goal. Goal, stay tight here. That's it. We're concentrating tension here. You're not lifting and turning your whole body. So we got 3 reps. You're just going to hold for a 3 count. This is going to be tough. We're going to go back and back and back right to it. So ready, set. Try to lift that left leg up. 2, 1, down slow, right back up. 3, 2, 1, down slow. One more, up. 3, 2, 1, and good. Hip extension. Leg's going to be behind you. Option to close off the angle. If you have a ton of room to move in your right hip, you can essentially get yourself down. And what this is going to do is make it so you can't compensate. It's going to force you to just use that left leg. And that's going to be the goal. Too hard, bend the knee, and you're just going to lift. But what we're going to do is just an extension hinge. So everyone, I want you to find hip extension, which means you're trying to find the back or the outside of this left glute without dumping into your lower back, okay? Guaranteed you're already great at dumping in your lower back, maybe not so great at extending your hip behind you. So the idea is we want to find some neutral spine, lift that leg, find the glute, and we're going to do a hinge. So you're going to try and pull that knee all the way in, fire up that hamstring, straighten it back out. If this is too easy, make it harder. Sit back in your hip, lift. You can do it that way. You can go all the way down. I can't do this. Not without holding on. You can do this. Nope. But if you're good enough, you can kind of lay on this hip and flex it more. The further you flex the opposite hip, the less you can actually extend your spine. That's the whole goal. We're trying not to move a bunch of stuff at once. So Nikki, for instance, I know you could probably sit back here. I'm going to tell you should do that. Everyone else can be up here with me. We're going to lift, hold that hip, find this, and then squeeze. Hold, 2, 1, back out. Okay. If you're arching a little, try to pull that belly button up a little bit. Brace, pull, 2, 1, back. Again, one more. Hold, 2, 1, and back. Good. And we're going to go straight into our right side, okay? So we'll tie some of that in later, but we're going straight to the right side. So I'm gonna flip around. We're gonna go right side, shoulder cars. So we're going bracing here, make sure this is engaged, back is flat, right arm is gonna go up. You're gonna internally rotate all the way back and around, best that you can. Pull it back up to the sky, reverse. One more time, internal, around, external, back the way we came, breathe. We did a bunch of stuff on our left shoulder. So I don't know about you, but holding myself up on that left side is actually hard. So if you need a breather, feel free to take it. So we just did all this stuff. And now that I'm putting my weight on it, I'm like, okay, just tired. We're gonna go with the hip extension. Feel free, you don't have to bring it high. If you've ever done bird dog in yoga, there's a lot of ways to do it. The real true goal of it, depending on who you ask, is to keep the spine from moving as you move your limbs. So when we're looking at a bird dog, which is the opposite, I'm sure you've done something like this before, you're trying not to move the spine at all. Some people can't do that because their hip extension's not great, so they automatically cave their lower back. The whole point is just get it off of the ground where you feel like you're stimulating your abs, not dumping into your spine. So we're gonna keep this floating. Straighten the leg if you want more of a challenge, bend it if you need less. Left arm, am I doing the right side? Other way, other side. I'll figure it out eventually. Here we go. We're going right arm up, internal, all the way around. Don't let your spine move. And backward. Make it more challenging if you want. Keep your abs engaged. Up, internal, around. Keep that tension in that shoulder all the way to the sky. Don't let that shoulder blade dump. Unwind. And down. Nice job. We're going right side. Knee car. Knee goes up. Trying not to flex the spine. Knee goes up. Knee goes out. Get that foot internally rotated or that hip high as you can go. All the way around. I'm going to show you from behind. I know it's kind of weird, but just so you can see, you're going to kick straight back. External rotation means the hip actually rotates out. You're trying not to do that, compensating that left hip. From here, you're going to try and internally rotate. So you're keeping that foot up as you hurdle all the way. Slow. Out to the side. And then in. Hopefully that gives you better visual. I couldn't see. Hopefully it's not weird. Here we go. We're going to go through some rotations in internal rotation. So that hip goes out and you're going to try and fight for more internal while that hip is abducted. So the leg's out to the side. You're just trying to bring that foot higher as you bring it out. Ready? Up and down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. The less you move, the harder this will be. Lock yourself in. One more. Up. Down. Relax for a sec. We're going straight into abduction. So we're going to do some hinges. Right leg goes out to the side. Straighten that leg. Bring it back in. Oh, it's hot in here. Here we go. Maybe the fireplace would have been a terrible idea. I'd be smoked right now. Here we go. Out to the side. Don't move that knee. Find the outside of that hip. And bring it back in. 3 more. Out. Back in. Out. Back in. Out. Hold it down. Option to elevate the knee on the other side. Option to just hold abduction and find the outside of that hip. Or if you hate me, take a breather, get some water. Send me a postcard, North Carolina. I don't know, do anything you want. Here we go. We're gonna lift this leg straight up and hold. Try not to move your other hip. 3, 2, 1, down slow, right back up. 3, 2, 1, one more. 3, 2, 1, and good. Now, after doing that on both sides, you should feel your glutes. I know I do. You sound like Tony Horton. What kind of soup are we eating? I don't know if anyone's done P90X. We're gonna go into extension. Leg goes back. Try to lock out that foot, that knee. Bring that leg as high as it can go. Option to sit back more. And then we're hinging. 4 reps. Pull in. Right back out. Your hamstring should light up. Other thing to notice is that knee is trying to stay straight. So as you go out and in, you're not rotating it internal or external. It's staying straight up in the air. So holding, squeeze, back out. Again, squeeze, fire up that hamstring glute, right back out. Oh, I caught that. And again, and back out. Perfect. And then we got liftoffs. Okay. So barely moving here. We're just going to pull that hip up off the ground and hold. We're going to do 4 reps of this. So what I want you to do is if you need to bend the knee, you get down here. You're just trying to access this stuff, nothing else. Make it harder, straighten the leg. Brace your core, stay tight, and we're going to lift straight up, hold, find that glute, find that hamstring, right back down. Again, 3 more, up, hold, squeeze, 2, 1, back down, 2 more, up, 2, 1, back down. Try not to externally rotate your hip, don't go out. Keep that foot straight down, keep that knee and hip facing the ground. Last one, hold, 2, 1, good. Man, we're doing good on time. I'm dying. We're just only 30 minutes in. So, abduction. We're going to do that on both hips and arms. I've done this in my last class, lying face down. What we're going to do is we're going to take our left arm out. It's going to stay to the side. The right leg is going to look the exact same. And what we're going to do is essentially hinge out at the same time. So I'm going to show you, so you're not like, what the heck are we doing? But notice how my arm is not doing this or going down. It's simply going to go out and go in. The hip on the other side is going to do the same thing. And you're going to try and keep your core engaged. So what we're doing is essentially a modified version of like a bird dog, but a lot more intense. So the right leg is going to abduct, left arm is going to abduct and extend, or I'm sorry, externally rotate out. So it's going to look like this. You're going to be here. You're going to lift off the ground a little bit, and you're going to try and hold, do both, and then bring it back. And the idea is this does not move at all. Okay, so we're tying in opposite limbs, tying in that core. It's pretty tough. You don't have to go very far. You're just trying to max out as far as you can go without using other stuff. So we're going to hold for a 5 count and do it 3 times. So get ready. Kneeling position, left side, left arm first, right hip first. Right leg goes out, left arm goes up, high as it can go on both sides. Not twisting your spine. Sternum faces down. 2, 1, and down. Give yourself a little breather. We're going right back up. Try not to twist. Back down. One more. All the way up. Abs are tight. And back down. And we're going to switch sides. If you're lost, I'm sorry. This one's tough. Here we go. So right arm is now going to go out. You should feel the back of that right arm firing up. This left leg, all that stuff on the outside is firing up. We're just doing them together, and you're not twisting as you do it. So we got left leg, right arm, abs are engaged, and up for 5. Fight for height in that foot and that hand. Keep trying to go up, 2, down. If you're here, your hand's dropping, keep it up. This is external rotation. Go all the way to the sky. Again, up. Keep that foot up too. Try to get the foot above the knee and the wrist above the elbow. Back down. Keep everything tight. One more. Up. Hold. And down slow. Nice job. Take a little breather. Get some water. I, of course, don't have any. Let's see who's here. I can't tell. Yeah, decent crowd. Hi, Jen. Hi, Sarah. Aaron. Logan. Did I get everybody? Maybe. I don't know. You look like a mess, though. Here we go. So for a swimmer basically takes a lot of the functions of the shoulder and does them at the same time in kind of a flowy manner, just like a shoulder car. A swimmer is the same thing, except we're going to do it with both arms at the same time. I use the anatomical positions and stuff on purpose because as you get used to it, you'll start to figure out what external and internal rotation are. So it makes more sense. Swimmer is this. Hands maximally externally rotate. You're trying to get your arm, your hands behind your back as far as they can go. You're going to flex the shoulder. You're going to snow angel all the way around. Eventually, you're going to internally rotate as far as you can go and try to get that shoulder behind you as far as you can go. And then you're going to set your hands in the small of your low back and reverse. So you'll go backward, extension, external rotation, all the way around and down. The reason I showed that to you very quickly is because we're going to do it face down. I can't talk and do it at the same time. It's pretty tough to do. I'm going to try my best. But we're going to go into that. So we're going to meet on our bellies. The goal here is going to be to not use your spine. So you're not going to lift up. Shoulder blades can lift. Nothing else can lift, okay? So we're going to get face down, elbows up, high as they can go. Shoulder blades are up. You're going to straighten out those arms, reaching for the sky. You're going to bring them all the way up, high as they can the whole way. Once you're halfway, you can slowly start to internally rotate all the way around. Thumbs should be facing the sky. Don't let your shoulders blades hug your ears. Pull them away. Imagine you're squeezing a beach ball behind you, in between your hands. Reach. Then keep your elbows where they are. Bring your hands to the small of your low back. Set them down. We're going to re-engage. Everything's going to go up. Ready? Hands go up. Elbows go up. Shoulder blades go up, but don't let them crash forward. So you're not hugging your ears. Up. Extend. External rotation all the way. All the way up to the sky like Superman or Superwoman. Reaching. Hands go to this behind you like you're under arrest. But reach. Set them down. Oh boy. One more time. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you to basically go, we're going to go faster. You're going to set them down and relax. So This is a resting position, and then we're gonna lift back up, and the same thing on the arms back here. So we're gonna keep going back and forth for 3 reps, minimal rest, but you'll do a little relaxation in between. So, ready? Everyone's hands behind. We're gonna lift up, high as you can, not using your spine. Straighten out, around, internal. Keep the elbows locked, set the hands down, relax, lift, elbows up, shoulder blades up, but don't let them crash forward. Hands rise, straighten out those arms, unwind, reverse that snow angel all the way back to Superman or Superwoman, and reach and down. Again, we got 2 more. Up, reach, around, do that snow angel, internally rotate halfway, thumbs are to the sky, elbows are locked out, hands go to the small of the low back, and down. Up all the way, high as you can, straighten out those arms, unwind, hands behind the head and down and relax. 1 more rep, here we go. Elbows and shoulder blades up, reach, hands are off your body, they're raising as high as they can go. Straighten out those arms all the way around, start to rotate, lock those elbows, reach, hands go to the small of the low back and down, then we reverse, up, unwind, and relax. As I give myself a nice rug burn with my forehead. Oh man, that is hard. From there, we're gonna do an infinity. Now we're gonna do an infinity hinge. What that is external and internal rotation at the same time. Your hands will start here. When you internally rotate this left, shoulder blade does not go forward. Shoulder blade stays where it is, best as you can. It can roll a little, you just don't want to do that. Right arm is gonna go over the top, reaching as far back as you can. Then we straighten the arms and we switch sides, doing the same thing. We're gonna do that 2 times on each side. Then I'm gonna call out a hinge. When I say hinge, on that 4th rep, we're gonna stay here. You're going to fight for height, straighten the arms, and then bring them back. Then straighten the arms and bring them back. We're gonna do that 3 times, switch to the other side, 3 times on that side. So I'll call it out. Hopefully it makes sense. The goal here is we're working internal rotation, external rotation, back and forth to that shoulder. So what'll happen is at the end, when we do a car, everything should feel a lot looser. Or your arms are so dead that you can't move them. Let's hope for a middle ground. Somewhere in between would be nice. So we're gonna go face down. Arms out to the sides. We're gonna go right arm external, left arm internal. So left arm goes behind, right arm goes to the top of the head. So we're going up. You're gonna keep the hands elevated. Do not set them down. Hold, reach. Straighten the arms, switch sides, nice and slow. Left arm's going behind the head. Right arm reaching. The right hand should be palm up. The left hand should be palm down. Good. Straighten out those arms. Back the other way. Nice and slow. Fight for height. Try not to roll over. Don't use your spine. Straighten out those elbows. Back the other way. Oh boy. And from here, we're going hinges. Ready? Elbows go straight, reaching high as you can the whole time. And then bring them back. Again, straighten them out. Bring them back. Last one, out. Back. Out. Switch sides. Oh boy. We're going left arm behind, right arm above the head. Ready? Straighten out those arms. Slow. Don't move those elbows. Bring them back. Again, out. Back. Last one, out. Back. And down. Okay. Whew. We got hip cars face down. This is a modified version. This is hard, just like the Infinity. There's a lot less room for you to move stuff. So what it does is it closes off the angle. You can't really use your spine on the same side to twist. So what makes a swimmer unique is that it forces you to tense up the shoulders without being able to rotate like you could normally do when you're doing a shoulder car, where you could allow this to open when you're face down. That does not happen. It's a lot harder. When you simultaneously do both arms, it is impossible. So the only thing you can do with your spine is extend it so you can pick it up, but it's still hard to do. So that's what the whole purpose of it kind of locks you in and makes you really focus on those shoulders. This is the same concept for the hip. Okay, you don't have to do this perfectly. If you want, you can actually elevate yourself or do this kneeling. If this is too much, bring your chest off the ground more or do it in a kneeling position. I'm totally fine with that. If this is too easy, come find me. All right, so we're going face down. We're going left side first. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lock our core in place. You're not gonna use your low back. If you want, you can set your hands here so you can feel what it's like so that it doesn't move. You can push in your hips into your hands so they don't move. The left leg is going straight up. Just lifting this off the ground should fire up that backside. You're gonna externally rotate all the way out and try to bring it out to the side, and we're gonna set it down. And then we're gonna lift it up, hurdle, and come back the way we came. To make this harder, push your right leg into the ground harder. Immobilize it. So drive that right knee into the ground. You can put your foot against something as well, so you're creating more stability if you want. So the less stuff that moves, the harder this is. Left leg goes up, rotate, hurdle down. Left leg goes up. And down. One more. Up. External. Keep that foot elevated. Back up. And switch. Right leg goes straight up. Rotate. Hurdle it. Keep that foot up. Set it down. I can't breathe. All right, right leg goes up. Hurdle. And down. Two more. Up. Rotate. Hurdle. Bring it up. Don't move that left hip. All the way around. Oh, boy. One more. Kick. Rotate. Out. Last one. Right leg comes up. Hurdle it all the way. Feeling your glute. And down. Oh, boy. Okay. Now, for that kneeling version of that abduction stuff, we're going to do it on the ground. Now you have no option to compensate. So I did this last class. Everyone seemed to like it. I like it. It's tough to do really fast. When you lift this leg, that foot is trying to go into more internal rotation without dropping. So this leg comes out, that foot is trying to go higher than the knee. When you externally rotate and you abduct this arm, same thing here. You're trying to get that hand above the elbow. Why? Because when you're in this position, that elbow dropping is you bringing it closer to the ground, making it easier, and not working this rear side of the shoulder. So when you're here on the floor, you're actually trying to fight for as much through here as you can. This hand is going up to the sky, okay? So left arm out in front, we're gonna go at a 90-degree angle. Right leg out to the side, 90-degree angle, laying face down. Try not to kick Brown in the face. If you can't see, there's a dog under the tree sleeping. She's a gem. Here we go. Left leg, left arm, 90 degrees. Right leg out to 90. Left leg, right arm, push down. Create stability. We're going to lift and hold for 5 count. Ready? Set. Fight. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more. All the way up. 5, 4. Don't let that elbow drop. Don't let that hand drop. Keep that knee up, that foot up, and down. Switch sides. Left leg out, right leg or right arm, 90 degrees. And we're going to lift. Ready? Set. Up. Down. 2 more. High as you can. Don't crank through your spine. Back shouldn't be moving. If it's too much on that back leg, decrease the angle. So bring the leg a little bit further away. So if bringing it up all the way to your side is too much, like you're up here, just slide it down a little bit, but kick that foot so that it's still straight out, not hugged in. Okay. So right leg or left leg out, right arm up and up. Hold, hold. One more. Sorry for my sound effects. Here we go. Up. Hold. 2. And down. Whew. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go through some push-ups and some split squats using all that stuff we just woke up. First, push-ups. Feel free. You can go modified. It does not matter to me. All we're going to do is constant tension reps, and you're just going to try your best to keep moving. So, hold on. I'm trying to stop this thing from making noise. When you go down, elbows and shoulder blades bring you down at the same time. Down and up. Okay? Try not to dump all the way. If you have a little bit more curve in your lower back like I do, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're dumping down. Notice how much different that looks. Okay, a little curve is okay. It doesn't have to be a completely flat line, but just make sure you're keeping a little bit of engagement in that core. I'm going to show you how people do push-ups poorly. They do that first. You're not going to do that. You're going to try and get the shoulder blades and the elbows back and then push them out at the same time. So we're going to go for a Brian Murray version of 45 seconds of very slow push-ups. And I say that because I don't have a timer. So we're just going to keep going until I basically say not to. So, which means probably when I get tired, I'm just kidding. We're going to shoot for around 45 seconds. You're going to do full body or a modified, does not matter. I just wanted to make sure you're getting those shoulders moving, those elbows moving, and you're trying to maintain some semblance of a neutral spine, not dumping all the way down. Other thing is, if you're modified, hands are actually out in front of you more. They're not underneath. What that's going to do, it's going to make you round your shoulders forward. If you're on an incline, your hands need to be above your shoulders a little bit. Notice that difference in that angle. It's not just straight underneath my shoulders. If you're doing full body, they can be in front of you or right underneath. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go 45 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Use those shoulders. Pull yourself down. Push yourself all the way out nice and slow. I don't care how many reps you do. I just want you to keep moving. Now everything's loose. Everything's woken up. Just keep moving. Nice and slow the whole way through. If you need to pause, pause, but hold at the top. Oh boy. Try to keep going. Use those shoulders. Don't shift your weight back. Keep burning. Keep moving all the way through. And then I want you pushing all the way through the floor too. Down, all the way up. 3, 2, 1. Good. Come on out. Oh boy. Okay. Let's kick this up a little bit. That's too high. Sorry for rocking the screen. Okay. Split squats. We're going to work those hips. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to get you at a 90-degree angle in this front leg and the back leg. And we're going to do constant tension from the bottom about 3/4 of the way up. I don't want you to shift your weight forward. We're going to work this hip and the other one. So, oh boy, I'm dying. When you drive, you're going to go up about that far, back the way you came, not letting this knee translate. And we're going to go 45 actual seconds so I don't die. Okay. Starting on that left leg. It's going to be harder on the second leg because you're going to be working both legs, but do the best you can. So remember, drive through this heel, find this glute, push, and then up. Right back down. You should be able to feel this working as you go. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and you're just going to go up and down. Use that hip. Right back down to the floor. If this hurts, feel free to modify accordingly. You can put a block under your right knee. Up. All the way down. Right back up. All the way down. Up. Keep tension here. Down. Drive through this heel. Up. Down. Keep going. My timer stopped. Up. Down. Drive through this heel. Up. 5 seconds. Push. Down. Last one. Up. Down. Good. Some of you might feel quad. Some of you might feel your back leg. That's okay. You're going to be using both. Now, especially on this side, you should feel a little bit more. Switch feet. Right leg go forward. Right leg goes forward. Here we go. This leg stays 90 degrees. Don't push forward, push up. This is hip extension. That means glutes. So you're driving straight up in the air. 3, 2, 1. Up and down. Up, not all the way. Right back down. Try to dig that heel and push. Find that right glute. And down. Keep going. Down. I forgot when I started the timer. Keep pushing. Drive into that heel. Find that glute. Down. Push. Push. 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. Good. We're going straight into shoulder cars, hip cars, and we're going to see how you feel. So let me try to see if I can Wim Hof my breath back to normal. Not actually. So we're going to go right side first through that shoulder. So you're going to externally rotate. Hug it in towards your midline. All the way up. Reaching to the sky, not using your spine. Internal. And this is actually, should be harder. If it's looser, it should be looser, but your shoulder should be burning. So backward, back, shoulder blade is relaxed. Unwind. Big of a circle as you can make. And down. Holy crap, I kicked my butt. I'm actually soaked. I don't know if you can tell. You probably can't because my hair is completely slicked back. I really look like I'm from Jersey. Left arm all the way out. Hug it in. Around the other way. Backward. Unwind. Around. External. And down. Hips, we're just going to do kneeling one time through. Take your time. Doesn't have to be aggressive. Left leg goes up. Hurdle. All the way around. And down. Kick back. External. And down. Switch. Right leg up. Around. Down. Kick back. Hurdle. Try not to twist your left hip like I am. And down. And relax. Can you guys hear me? Guys, gals, everybody. My headphones keep going in and out. They are hooked up. We're good. All right. That was KINSTRETCH, and I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to do one more thing before you leave. Now, this is going to be breath work that's more relaxing. It's not actually meant to be exhausting. You can do this just kneeling or laying down. We're just going to do a 4-count breath, a 4-count hold, a 4-count exhale, and then a 4-count hold. We're just going to do that a couple times so that everyone could just chill. A lot of the breath work that we do in KINSTRETCH is actually training breath, so maximal breath. This is meant to be more relaxing. So we're going to go through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm just going to lay down though, because I need it. Wherever you feel most comfortable is fine. You don't have to have your legs straight out, especially if your legs are straight and that makes your pelvis round. I'd much rather you have your pelvic girdle facing your diaphragm as opposed to being cranked. So ribs are down, hips are facing your ribs. This makes a nice canister. Now we're going to breathe in through the nose for 4, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale through your mouth. Hold. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Try to keep your abs and everything in the right spot, so don't let everything relax. Try to keep everything engaged down here so that it's staying stacked. Don't completely give up and let everything extend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again in 1. Exhale. Now I want you to fill from your belly up. So put your hands on your stomach. Try to fill from there first. Inhale. Exhale. Again, into the belly. Hands are now going to be around your hips so that your thumb is almost on your lower back and your fingers are kind of in your hip flexor or somewhere in that region. I want you to fill, and when you fill, you're going to try to push out as much through those hands, not to where you do like Buddha belly. So I'll show you. You're not going to be like, and like push your belly to the sky. You just want to let everything fill up 3D all the way around as much as you can. So just allow this to actually open up and expand. Don't be so guarded. Let everything just be loose. You're still keeping this aligned. You're not going to be like this, but I don't want you to be like pushing your belly to the floor. So thumbs on the low back itch, fingertips on the front. Take a deep breath into the nose, fill through where your hands are. Exhale. Inhale, you can feel this expand all the way down. Exhale. 2 more. Keep your hands where they are. Try to get as much air in as you can on this one. Ready? Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Fill from the bottom, not from your chest. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And relax. Good. Come on up. And thank you for joining me for KINSTRETCH.